Hello everyone, it's Tessa. Thank you for coming back to my channel. And I just want to say adios to 2020 and welcome to 2021. I mean, 2020 wasn't a total bust for me. I stopped eating fast food for every meal. I lost some weight. I'm a little bit healthier, although I had other issues. Not eating all that fast food is certainly a much better diet than what it was easy, it was simple. I was always out, and when it became confined to my apartment, and I started shopping once a month or every 6 weeks. I didn't go out for food. I didn't order in. I still ate convenience foods, mostly frozen meals and stuff like that, or something that my aide cooked up, simple stuff. But I wasn't eating all that fast food, so that was a good thing. I stopped going to the grocery store, like I said, constantly. I used to go every day or every couple days. And I started doing all my shopping once a month or every 6 weeks, every 4 to 6 weeks. It was so much easier than constantly going to the grocery store and having to deal with that. And the biggest thing in 2020 is I actually put the end on my very first novel. And it's the first one I ever wrote. Still not sure about it. I'm getting ready to send it out to beta readers. I have a couple lined up so far. I'm putting questions together now. Hopefully I can get some answers to them. I don't know whether everybody will answer the questions or ignore them. I've heard it goes both ways. I've never had a beta reader. I've never been a beta reader, so I really don't have a lot of knowledge on the whole thing. But I'm starting 2021 out with a novel that is going to beta readers. And I'm a little bit scared, excited, the whole thing. Because part of me is like, oh my gosh, what if this thing's terrible? What am I going to do if I get all these things back and they tell me what a terrible job I did? I'm sure everybody feels the same way, but I have a bad record with rejection type things. I don't deal with them very well. And perceived failure. If this, doesn't work out and it's a failure, can I overcome it and start something new and move on? Always an issue with me. So I'm excited and scared at the same time. Anyone who would still like to be a beta reader, it is a thriller / mystery / suspense story. Send me a direct message on Instagram at Tessa Writes Fulltime. My email is underneath my video. Just put in the the box, where the message goes. Whatever that's called. Yeah, I hate when my brain does that. Just put beta reader so I don't toss it out by mistake. Make sure you include in all those ways your email address, because Google Docs needs an email address for it to work. Everybody will get their own copy of Google Docs so that they can go ahead and answer questions and put in comments and do whatever they need to do. It will be theirs alone. Each one will be single. Nobody will be sharing one document. I don't know if people do that or not, but it's possible to share it among a bunch of people, and I'm not doing that. I will be giving each person a separate copy so they can, put in whatever they want to put in. There will be questions, as people have said, the questions hopefully people will answer, but they're kind of suggestions on what you could, you know, review it as, you know, put in comments, whatever. I want to know. I mean, I don't want people sugarcoating it. You know, that's why they say don't give it to your friends, because they tend to sugarcoat rather than giving you an actual, you know, an actual review. And I want a real review. I'm not going to hold it against anybody if they say they don't like it. I understand everybody's got their own likes and dislikes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't like. I do not like fantasy. Has nothing to do with the writer. I just don't like fantasy. I'm iffy on when it comes to sci-fi. Some I like and some I don't. Depends on whether it's fantasy sci-fi, like super fantasy, like, you know, way in the future, and, you know, more fantasy than sci-fi kind of thing. But I do love thrillers, and I think I would like to write more of them, but I need to know what to do when I'm doing wrong. And I didn't read any craft books when I wrote this, so I just wrote it. And so I don't know if I did things right. So I want people to give me their opinions, and does it make sense? I mean, there's a few areas that are confusing to me because I rewrote it. So, taking a story and rewriting and not starting from scratch, I copied it into a new document and then deleted out what I didn't want in there, which meant that in some cases I may have skipped something and not realized it. I've read it many, many, many times, and I'm still finding tense changes and stuff like that. So there are things I do know are definitely a possible problem. But I want you to be honest. If you would like to do that, please send me a message that you would like to be a beta reader, and I will get a copy as soon as possible out to you. I would like to have them back, hopefully within a month or two. I know people are busy, but hopefully a month or two is long enough to... It's not long, it's 52,000 words, so it's not a really long novel. It doesn't take that long to read through. And, you know, that's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to right now in 2021. I have an idea for a second possible novel to go with that, a sequel, maybe. I've got an idea, but I'm just not sure I can come up with enough words to make it an actual novel. But I have time to work on that, and maybe I will take some time and read some of these craft books and maybe even try again with the outlines. I'm not an outline person. I did not write with an outline this story, so it wasn't planned out, which I can see where there might be a few things that are a little off. There was like no timeline or anything like that. I tried to put it together as well as I could, just from, you know, the top of my head. 2020 was a bad year for me. I mean, my dad had COVID, but thank God he was not very sick. He had a mild case and he was asymptomatic, so they didn't even know it till they tested him. And he was just, you know, just a little fever, and, you know, that was it. And he's 88 years old, and he came through it with flying colors. But he doesn't have lung problems. Now you got me, and I'm worried because I have terrible breathing problems already without adding COVID into the mix. And I'm again back to my doctor. I said, I don't understand this. I can't breathe again. I'm doing I take 4 nebulizer medicines every day, twice a day. And I can't breathe still. I mean, I walk a little ways down the hallway and I'm huffing and puffing, and people can hear it and are always asking me, "Are you having trouble breathing?" Yes, and I can't talk right now either. Yeah. So I'm waiting on results from that. I will be getting a BiPAP. Good news there. Medicare decided to let me have it. At first, they weren't going to even let me have a CPAP. Then I was told it would be a CPAP. And then I got told it would be a BiPAP. And I'm like, I don't understand. And they said, because when you did your sleep study, halfway through, they had to switch to BiPAP. You couldn't breathe on the CPAP. So, they monitor you in those sleep studies. They know what you're doing. I'm like, cool. I get the BiPAP after all. So Monday I get that, and hopefully I'll start to sleep, and maybe I won't be so brain dead, because I'm not getting oxygen to my brain. I'm not getting enough sleep. I sit down in a chair, I fall asleep. Bad. Really bad. It's really hard for me. So I'm hoping that will make life a lot easier. I was discussing with my children whether I should get the vaccine for the virus. The kids seem to think that it would be a good idea. I am definitely at risk. And the only one, the nurse said, you might want to wait a few weeks, though, to make sure how other people are responding before getting it. But it hasn't been offered to me yet now. I understand they're doing it in certain levels, starting with healthcare workers and first responders first before they move on to people with, issues like I have. So it's, according to the kids, they think I should do it. I'm still a little iffy about it because I'm not a vaccine person. This year was the first year I got the flu shot. It's the first year I got a pneumonia shot. And I never had the flu, ever, in my life. And I'm like, I better not get it now that I had this vaccine. They talked me into doing it, and I finally did it. But I don't believe in vaccines, so, I'm kind of on the fence there with this vaccine. But then, this virus thing, I'd like to think that maybe it would give me some protection from it. Because there's so many people where I live, especially, that don't seem to think masks are necessary. And they'll get right up in your face, especially on the elevators. We're all crammed in there, and they don't have masks on, and, So I asked my daughter, I said, so what do you think the chances are we're going to stop wearing masks if we all get vaccines? Because there's no way of knowing whether the person next to you had the vaccine or not. It's not stamped on your forehead. I had the vaccine, so how do you know? And it's like, no, you'll probably still have to wear a mask. I'm like, great, Still get to wear those lovely masks that cause me terrible breathing problems, because when you can't breathe, having a mask over your face, very difficult. Anyhow, getting off subject here. So back to my 2021 goals. Number 1 is to finish my first novel, get it to the beta readers, get it updated. It will be posted on my blog, and it will be read aloud by either video or live stream. I haven't decided which. And I'm going to read it out loud, because I'm not publishing it as a book for people to buy. And I want people to be able to still be able to read it. So that's the one way I can make it available. I'm not looking to make money off of it, because it's just an issue I can't have at this point. And so my next goal is possibly either starting a sequel to that one, or taking one of my other nano projects that are in a state of near finishing and actually work on them. And number 3 would be to continue working on my memoirs. I started posting them on my blog and got 6 chapters out of, I don't know, 10 or so posted so far. I could go back to working on that. But it takes so much to format and put on the blog. That's why this story is going to take a long time. There are 60-some chapters, some of which are long, some of which are short. So it's going to be a long time formatting each one and putting it on the blog. And sometimes I get tired and stop doing it because I get so tired of doing it. So that's like the top 3 writing goals that I have right now. So it'd be either, the sequel to the one I just wrote, brand new novel, taking one of my, written novels and finishing it, or completely come up with something completely different. Not a sequel, not a, just a standalone. Or something that could become eventually a series. I have a hard time writing long things though. I don't know. I think, I have written short stories for 10 years on the blog, and I'm more into short stories. Writing long things is very hard for me. And not everybody's a novel writer. And this first experiment will show me whether or not necessarily. Even if it bombs, it's not necessarily mean I cannot write a novel. It just means that one's not to be. And that doesn't mean that I won't put it on my blog anyhow, because I kind of like it. And so, that's why I kept working on it, because I really do like it. And I think it's got a lot of good things to it. So hopefully my beta readers will agree. But time will tell on that. So 2021 came in last night while I was live streaming. I happened to look at my computer clock just at midnight. I did not have the TV on. Did not watch the ball drop or whatever they were doing. I was live streaming, I was writing, I was doing, working on my planner, which is another goal for 2021, is to actually come up with a working planner. And I wanted it to be a combination planner and bullet journal. And I found a place that offers the pages to fit my planner that are made like the dotted pages the bullet journals use. So I ordered some of them so I can put them in my planner, so everything will hopefully be in one place, and maybe eventually I can stop having 3 different calendars, because that is so confusing. And they're all plain, so I get to decorate them any way I want to. I'll leave them plain if I don't feel like decorating. Certainly my choice, what I want to do. So here's hoping 2021 will see us all safe. We'll see our writing goals met. And if you like my videos, please hit like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. I usually post a video once or twice a week. And that's all I can think of right now. I did not plan this I'm blogging again. I didn't plan this video out, so I don't know if I missed anything I wanted to say or not. I should have written it out, but I didn't feel like it. So, and everybody, please be safe. And until next time, goodbye.